Good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time zone you are in. I just got done reading this wonderful book and I notated a few things. These are just my opinion, nothing more. I don't have any cohesive organization to this video, so bear with me. One of the things that struck out to me was the quote, wellness includes compassion, forgiveness, altruism, optimism, and happiness. It's a sense of belonging, something greater than oneself. This is a very powerful statement and it spoke to me. That's why I wanted to share it. By the way, this is the book I was reading, The Spirit of Well-Being by Kimberly Wilburn. It's on my IG under my stories. Anyway, she's a wonderful author and friend, and I'm glad I got to read this book. Something in the moment made me feel clumsy and imperfect on my part, but it's perfect for it being meaningful. This is another quote that I love because sometimes in myself, I feel like I like making videos like for YouTube and TikTok in particular. I feel like they're clumsy and maybe they're not perfect. They're not, perfect, but they are landing to the right audience and they are hopefully bringing meaning to people who need to hear them. I am a very spiritual person. I grew up very Christian, so I do have a Christian background. I love this book and it helps me reaffirm my Christian belief. And something that I wanted to share is Proverbs 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Sometimes people will go, oh, how do you believe in God when so many natural disasters are happening and nothing is, it doesn't make sense. This world is so complicated. Yes, it's hot. It's 100 degrees outside. But I'm trying not to cut the fan on because of this video. Anyway, my point was trust in the Lord. So I believe in God, the universe, him, she, them, they, all of that wonderful good things. So I don't think our understanding of why we go through things we're meant to. They're life lessons that each one of us have to learn. They're basically, I remember a metaphor once upon a time that God's a teacher and we're all his students taking a test. And if you look at someone else's test, that's not your test. That's not meant for you. So basically don't judge or don't cheat or don't equate yourself to someone else. So with that being said, your tests are for you. They're meant to meant to be your character, meant to motivate you, do all of, not motivate, but meant to help you get to where your journey in life. I have had dreams and inspiration for speaking to God personally. I got a direct line in my dreams anyway. I don't know if it's true, but that's how I feel. Heart deep and soul, I trust in God, believing in God 100%. So I believe that what is meant for me is in alignment. So reading this quote this proverb is so, to me, spoke to me perfectly because I trust in God in the process and I have been impatient in the past and I try to be more calm and still as I get older. Just turned 39 last week and funny enough story, hit a wall for my 39th birthday and I at the moment I was so pissed because I've never been in an accident and it was my own fault obviously hitting a wall. But I look back at it now like this would be a great story as I reflect on it as a memory. What'd you do for your 39th birthday? I hit a wall. Maybe figuratively and metaphorically. Who knows? But I like the idea that sometimes what you trust in is what needs to be happening for you in particular. Also, for this year, I want to update my website and focus more on my writing. So update my website was the first part of my journey, and I've been not being still with just letting writing happen organically. Sometimes I force it, sometimes I do let it happen organically. So I'm trying to be more still. I love my writing journey. I don't need to crank out 5,000 books like I have in the past. I'm enjoying the process, letting my life experiences shape my books. Throughout all my writing career, I can tell you where I was at each book in my personal life. So each one is kind of bleeded and blended into each one. So that's why I'm super proud of each individual stories, book, series, and same with this one. So that's all. Like I said, having faith. Everything is for you. Is for you. A life lesson I have to learn most recently is, who am I to decide who deserving of love, God's love and care? This has hit home recently in the last 2 months for me in particular, because I feel like I feel not trusting God. This is going against alignment with God. I feel that I deserve certain things. However, that's not what's God's plan. So I've changed my prayer, changed my goals, And I've been more still, been more, hey, just be happy. Just be happy where you are. You have nothing to do with anybody else, and nobody else anything to do with you. I was telling a friend last week when I went to brunch, I personally have had personal moments with God where it felt like, hey, this was exactly where I needed to be in life. Maybe that's not for everybody, but that's how I feel at this moment in time. And I'm grateful for each moment experience has led me to this point in my life right here at 39. Very proud. Can't see my gray hairs, but I tell my friend, I'm very proud of every one of my gray hairs. That's the wisdom, the life experiences, the journey that I've personally been on that made me who I am. I was joking with another friend last week after having birthday brunch. Like, hey, if I had chose a different path, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Might not be a writer, might be a psychologist, might not meet the people I've met. So I am grateful for each part of my journey. And I want to quote Kimberly once again with this quote. My background and my perspective, my sense of humor, my education, experience, and spiritual awakenings, all of this have shaped my distinctive voice. God has chosen each of us like a star to be unique. We're not all similar, no matter how many things have come in alignment with someone else. You're each your own voice. You're each your own experiences. You need to remember that. Those will help you become the person you're meant to be. And the last quote that I think is hit the point home. God saying, I chose you, was something I have to remind myself that with every day. Creatively, uniquely, specially, I am me. Why would you want to be someone else? Be happy where you are in your life journey. You might not be where you want to be, but you will be where you need to be. God has your back. Just go with the flow. Let things happen organically.